Well. Another day, another space, and no one is safe. Just like the message that Hafley and Sully sent to our vets. Welcome to the Wednesday night episode of the Blitz Pickup. I'm Finsanity, and as you guys know, when coach and GM speak, we talk about it. But first and foremost, today we have some pro days by some of the guys that the fellas like in this upcoming draft, and it's going to get very, very, very interesting, very, very, very fast because they both like two different individuals, and I know that these guys are not willing to succeed in argument. Tony, Lou, let's get into this one.
Basically, you have to concede the argument if you feel like you're losing the argument or the other person is right. And we all know on here, the individual that's always right and the one that's always incorrect. So I'm just gonna lead off by saying that. What's good with y'all, man? How y'all doing?
And with that being said, the 11 people that's listening so far, y'all know exactly who he's talking about. So yeah, hey, what's good with y'all, man?
Man,
y'all good?
Yeah, we good. Hey, shout out to hey E, I see you in here early nowadays, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my homeboy. In here showing some love on that road. Don't be talking no trash. I saw you last time. I was ignoring you on purpose.
Nah. What's really crazy is that last episode at the end, Lou really defended Tony, on his birthday episode. If you haven't watched it, make sure you go back and watch it, like and subscribe. And he's taking shots early this go around, Tony.
Well, we brothers and families. I mean, I grew up in the household that I fought my brothers, cousins, every day.
This is what we do. This is what we do
every day. So when you went outside, hey, so when you went outside and you got into it with everyone, you was already ready.
That's it.
I do this for fun every day. So you got to be ready to bring it. But yeah, hey man.
Well, I do.
Go ahead, Lou.
I do have a question, real quick though. So in the opening monologue, I thought it was great, by the way. Finsanity, you're always great in those opening monologues. But you said a bunch of guys that, Tone and Lewis like. So you mean to tell me you don't like none of those guys?
Oh, talk about it.
Oh, we're going to get into it. We're going to get into my cornerback, my DB, swag, I guess. I'm going to get into my DB swag tonight. Are y'all ready to get into this DB swag?
Yeah, yes, ma'am. Absolutely.
All right. So today, McCoy and Pons had their pro day. And if you guys don't know, Tony is Team McCoy and Lou is Team Pons, correct?
Almost. Yeah. I'll say yes. Partially.
Yes. I'm team a lot of guys. I'm team a lot of guys.
Yeah, me too, but partially. But what it is,
I'm talking about for the guys who had it today. Well, sorry, not who had it today, who performed. No.
So before we get into it, we're team. Everyone is who we like the most. That's where the disagreement gonna come in.
Okay, so let's go with Tony first. Who do you like the most, and how did you feel about the pro days from the two players today?
Well, the first thing I want to do, I want to give credit and kudos to all of these gentlemen that's showing up and putting on shows in their combine. I believed all of the guys that we had when we had our DB list, for the most part, the ones that was our favorite, they all put on and impressed at their pro days. We both like D'Angelo Pond. He impressed. We both like Jamar McCoy. He impressed. Mansur Delane impressed. Keontae Scott impressive. Everyone impressive on their pro days. So shout out to them.
Colton Hood as well.
Colton Hood. I'm sorry, impressive. So everyone did what we expected them to do, and what we used the pro days and the combine for is what we want. What we saw on film to translate in testing. Can you confirm what we saw on film is what we was actually seeing? And these are what all these gentlemen did. So I believe now. I think the question is going to be at 30, right? When me and Lou are probably going to have a disagreement, and I'll start. You know what? Let me start the mess now, because after watching what happened, I'm confident enough and I'm comfortable enough to say I don't mind getting Jamar McCoy at 11. My biggest issue was him and his medicals. So when I saw him run his 4.3, the first question I said, well, did he do drills? Did I see him putting twerks and twists and turns on that knee. And yes, shout out to everyone. When I ask a question, shout out to the homies and the homegirls that
Minions.
every time I ask for something, they go do their research, and I have it within minutes. I'm telling you, like, it's always within minutes. So shout out to y'all. I really appreciate every last one of y'all. So as soon as I asked for it, boom, video popped up in my messages. I said, okay, this is what
no, real quick, because Insanity said something, and you kept talking like you didn't hear it, but no. You see, this is what I don't like right here. It's a debate setting, right? Insanity, you're like the judge of this, right? So what I'm saying is, we're debating, and you see what he does. The first thing he does, he starts placating to the minion. You see, the minions. Oh, they see me research. Shout out to them. And then y'all want to know why. Then you want to know why when the polls go up. Oh, Tony did this, man. You see, hey, but go ahead, Tone, get your shit off. My bad.
Shout out to the best chat on YouTube, hands down. I'm just saying, I never lie when I say this, but I just want y'all to recognize and pay attention, right? Now, when I cut Lewis off, the first thing I get from Insanity is, can you let him finish? See, I just got cut off. I ain't getting no pushback.
I don't want
to hear from you right now.
For your boy.
Well, you know what? I don't want to cut you off. Can you read what that says right there?
I'm a Tony Neer. Shout out to Mr. Finish.
Okay. The minions are out in full force tonight, boy. I see.
Listen. Hey, listen. I resonate with the people. Is that a problem? That's all I'm asking. Is it a problem? I resonate with. I do this for the people. You know what I'm saying? But like I was saying, at 11, I no longer have any major concerns. Let me not say any concern. Major concern with being able to take Jamar McCoy, because his film, it's undeniable. Now, you know what? Shout out to the individual earlier. I'm not even going to say your name. That was trying to downplay his film and said that Mansur Delane's film is way better than his. I don't know what you're watching when you said that. I'm sorry, but we're going to act like this guy is not one of the ones, especially when he's on the field. That 2024 film is like no. I ain't gonna say like no another, but it can't be denied. So that was one of the big things pluses for me. I'm now Mansur Delane, the 4.3, that's only confirmed because a lot of people say he was going to run a 4.5. So he just solidified his spot up there in the top 10, maybe top 12, the latest, right? I don't think he's getting past 9. That's just my personal opinion. Colston Hood, he solidified himself as a first rounder. But let's get right into it. The biggest winner here, I'm going to say winners here, was at first it was Keontae Scott for him running his 4.3 and going through his drills, and then D'Angelo Pons. D'Angelo Pons, I believe before yesterday or earlier today, his pro day, we was all saying third round. Get him with that third round, one of those third rounds. I'm sorry. 43 might be a stretch to get him there. After his performance, because we know one thing he had, well, not one thing, dog-like mentality, check mark. Covering skills, check mark. Tackling skills, check mark. Sticking to the number one receiver, one-on-one outside boundary corner, check mark. Vert, athleticism, check mark. He came out and he ran that long speed 4.3, and some people clocked him at a 4.2. I'm sorry, but that man has rose up to the boards to where some individuals, I'm gonna let them get their spit off, are willing to take him in the first round. Now, I'm not saying I'm going that far, but I think D'Angelo Pons is the biggest winner so far out of any workout period. That's any position. He's risen the highest. And now it's going to be a debate where we would pick him, but he's moved up on my draft board. But Lou, I'll pass it to you so you get your spill off, and then the debate will be happening. I'll tell you that.
Toot.
I should just leave it there. I shouldn't even say nothing. You know what I'm saying? I should just toot and we can continue. I don't even understand what the debate is here. Now, this is the second year, Tone, in a row, Finsanity as well. Your boy came out and said, I identified real early Nick Eamon Ward.
Facts.
Super Bowl champion, All-Pro, should have been Defensive Rookie of the Year, in my opinion, but I'll leave that alone. Tone, I'll give you credit. You were on Greg Zabel. The only reason I'm saying that, because I like a lot of corners. But my guy from day one has been D'Angelo Pons. And I know a lot of people see the 5'9", and it's scared away. Later on, I did a little research of my own to look at some small corners across the NFL circles that have done an amazing job in the league. But we'll get into that later. With Gerard McCoy, a lot to like there. I don't care the twists, the turns, all the stuff that you did at the pro day versus air, mind you. I don't care nothing about that. The last time I seen you was a year and a half ago. See, I'm not drafting you to play air or be at pro days in a controlled environment. When I'm drafting you as a football player. Even though your tape is amazing when I've seen you, it was almost 2 years ago. It's still a red flag for me. Delane, though, a lot to like. Colton Hood, bro, all the guys. I think Tone is correct when he says maybe there's a debate in where we draft them. Make no mistake about it. Out of all the corners, and Tone, this is where I will give you credit because at least you said it. D'Angelo Pons is the biggest winner from a combine perspective, from a pro days perspective. The man is coming off playing every game this season, going undefeated, being a key contributor to a national champion, right? And Tone Finsanity, you know what's crazy? We talk about mindset here all the time, this, that, and third. One thing my good brother on the other end of this debate always says is, what do you do in the biggest moments?
Yeah.
What do you do when your numbers come, when they need you? You know what he did? Well, he locked up Carnell Tate, where people are saying that's a top 10 wide receiver. You know what he did when he seen Jeremiah Smith this year? And again, Jeremiah Smith, there's people that make the argument he should be the #1 overall player in next year's draft.
Yeah.
They're comparing him to Megatron, Julio Jones, all these guys. Now the 5'9" guy, Tone Finsanity, in the playoffs, shut that shit up. So all I'm saying is we can keep harping on the 5'9". I'm not in the mindset no more of what the player looks like, except what they look like on the field. And everything about D'Angelo Pons' game. And again, Tone, you said it right. What you look at in pro days and combines and things of that nature is if the athleticism and what you've seen already on the field for watching tape, if it matches. There is, outside of the people with the 5'9" Tone Finsanity, there is absolutely nothing not to like about D'Angelo Pons. He's going to be the real deal, bro. Forget about the size. He's a real, he is, Tone, I know I've already given you credit 3 times. This is the 4th one. This is the last one for the show, by the way. When you said it in the Twitter space, we could have ended this space right there. D'Angelo Pons is a football player, bro. That's what he is. Forget about the size. Forget about position. This, that. Dog, bro. If you want a guy to represent your team in the aspect of, you ain't getting over on a person like that. Tone, we had arguments last year, and I'll end it with this. We had not arguments, debates. We were trying to talk to the people, and you said, Lou, the problem is we have the Jordan Brooks of the world. We have whatever, but it's only them versus everybody else. But if you get a guy like D'Angelo Pons or a Colton Hood, for that matter, or Keontae Scott, a lot of guys that have that dog mindset, this team would be better for it. So all I'm saying is, bro, forget about that 5'9" Tone. I know you like D'Angelo Pons too. Again, the debate will be where to draft them. But nah, bro, listen, D'Angelo Pons has earned himself some money. And, I think he's skyrocketing up draft boards. There's nothing not to like about D'Angelo Pons.
And speaking of, well, Finsan, do you have anything to add? Because, about to stir the pot a little bit.
Oh, go stir the pot. I'm loving everything I'm hearing right now. If I feel like one of y'all steps out of bounds, I'm gonna interject them. But right,
cut me off. You know what, bet. Say that. So, well, then let's get into the debate. Okay, so you're not. Let's go straight to D'Angelo Pons. Forget it. I'm not even gonna slow walk it. So, you asked earlier, right? And I want to ask it over here so we could get it on. You say go get the audio. So you asked earlier, and you were saying, what would we take him, 30 or 43, right? Now you said you assumed that most people would say 43, so you added in 30. So I'll say this: if you think he's the highest riser, right? Are you taking him? Let's say both of them fall. Him, Gerard McCoy, and D'Angelo Pons fall. You taking D'Angelo Pons at 30 over Gerard McCoy?
Now we got to pump the brakes. Again, I didn't say.
Now we pump the brakes. Okay.
I'm saying it's closer than when I hear the way you reacted. I think again, for what it sounds like to me, it's a clear cut. Now I'm not saying it's clear cut. I'm having a conversation, but again, I also got to take in fact of the mindset of what John Eric Sullivan and especially Jeff Hafley, that is the defensive coordinator. I got to look at it and take my fan perspective out. Because I'll be honest, if it was just me, right, I might take Pons there. But I think and I see Anthony in the chat, and Anthony, I think I kind of agree with that assessment. I think Jeff Hafley specifically as the head coach and DC, I think he would want bigger corners. I think Gerard McCoy, if they both fell, I think they
but who would you pick? We know that, but would you prefer to have him?
I'm gonna be honest. At 30, and I haven't seen him play football for a year and a half. Nah, Tone, I'm sorry. Yeah, I know it's gonna sound crazy. I'm taking D'Angelo Pons there at 30, bro. I'm taking D'Angelo Pons at 30
over Gerard McCoy. So
again, bro, I cannot get over the fact, and I don't know what Insanity feels about this, Tone, but bro, it's a year and a half of non-football, Tone.
But
it's a year. No. Johnson, we can say but no. The but is he hasn't played football, live football.
Okay, you think he forgot how to play football?
I didn't say he did, but
do you think
I don't know. I'm not saying he forgot how to play football. I know one guy that's been playing football though, is what I'm saying.
Okay, so if you put on the film side by side, clearly, let me ask you, he's clearly above D'Angelo Pons. Clearly.
Again, clearly.
Yeah, like clearly, what's clear? It's not a debate.
It's not even close between them.
I didn't say close. No, it's close. It's the film when you watch them play football, it's close, but not close enough for me to debate who's a better cornerback. That's what I'm saying. It's not close for me to say, okay, well, D'Angelo Pons might be a little bit better than Gerard McCoy. No, and I think.
Let me ask you a question, Tom. Let me ask you a question real quick.
Go ahead.
If D'Angelo Pons was 6 foot flat, if he was 6'1", who's the better corner then?
If he was 6'1",
if he was 6 foot, again, to Steve's point in his face earlier, if he was 5'11", what would that look like then?
If he was 5'11", then it would be out. It would be an argument for both sides. I would be willing to listen to a debate on why D'Angelo Pons could be better than Gerard McCoy, but he doesn't have better film than Gerard McCoy. He doesn't. Now, he's more of physical when it comes to tackling. I think he's tried to inflict pain more than McCoy, right? But McCoy's physical. McCoy don't mind tackling. McCoy can play both outside. He can play outside. He can play both zone and man-to-man. I believe, right? He has everything. And you hit it right on the head. And he also have the height. So when I'm looking at that, they both have the same skill set. They both don't have too many weaknesses in their game. One of them is not limited with height. So that's where the debate ends with me. Right there, the debate ends. Listen, I'm a big fan of D'Angelo Pons, but the height is where the debate ends with me. I'm like, okay, cool.
What was Gerard McCoy's vertical jump?
38.
That 5'9" guy was 42.5, and we talking about 2 inches. We sitting here and having a debate off 3 inches.
So let me ask you a question. How often are you going to be able to power jump when you're playing football?
I don't know. All I know is don't you teach, not again, corners and receivers now always high point the ball?
Yes, you teach them to always how. That's when you are capable of. But if somebody's running a quick slant or somebody's running a back shoulder, remember, defenders are there to read and react. They're reacting. So when you're reacting, you're not every time. You're not going to turn around and perfectly have the perfect form and jump. And remember, that guy is jumping as well, right? And now we got to keep the same energy when we talk about quarterbacks. Okay, cool. You got a strong arm, but how often are you going to be throwing 65-yard bombs? Not that often, but you want to know how often you're going to be fighting with receivers for position, jockeying for position. You're going to know how often that the receiver are going to have the edge, so you're going to have to make up the coverage and then out jump them. Because at the end of the day, right, you might jump 42 and a half. Okay, cool. But receivers are out there jumping at 2, plus they're tall. So they don't have to use all their strength to get up to the 42 inches. They basically just got to react and get up there. So, listen, it's not a limitation on his behalf based on his play on the field, but in the NFL, everything is magnified. Everything, every little small inch, everything counts. This is a game of inches, and this is not to say that he's not good. He's a great cornerback. I love D'Angelo Barnes, but when we saying if I gotta choose between him and Gerard McCoy. Nah, I'm going with Gerard McCoy. That's what I'm saying. And height does play a big part of it. And especially if we talking about we talk about picking them at 30, right? I like to say this, right? When we evaluate players, and people get it wrong all the time. They get it wrong often. But there's a reason one is considered a top, well, before the injury was considered a top 5 pick. And the other one was before he blew everyone away in a pro day, was considered, what, a third? Maybe late second to a third? It is a reason for that. So to make up that ground, you have to show me, you have to show me. I'm just saying. And it's not taking no credit from him.
So, Tony, I just want to ask you a question because you have brought up amazing points. Lou, you're killing it. I just want you to know that I'm really loving the things I'm hearing about you and the way that you're fighting and standing on your square. Are you saying that because of what McCoy was able to do at a pro day, you are now confident? And comfortable. Let's use 2 words. Confident and comfortable with taking him so high, because I know you keep mentioning Will Johnson, but just because Will did it doesn't mean
Will didn't do it.
Will didn't do what?
He didn't go in the first round. He slid out.
Yeah, what I'm saying, but just because Will was able to come back and play, come back and play at that level, right? That people projected him to play at. Sorry, I should have prefaced that. It doesn't necessarily mean that he is. So you're confident and comfortable off after a pro day. A controlled environment. I know he showed explosiveness and all that type of stuff, but you're confident in doing this because you're talking about it, but you're negating the negative. I mean, you're not necessarily it kind of comes off as a brush off. It kind of, that's what I'm saying. It kind of comes off as, oh yeah, like the injury and all that, but like this, but you're so adamant on it. So I want to like, how confident and comfortable? Let's just get to the question. How confident and comfortable are you taking him, even though he does have that injury concern? And
okay, I'm very confident enough to take him at 11. So now let me ask you a question. Very confident. What is the injury concern?
He
had one injury,
but he hasn't played. Not everybody comes back from Achilles the same way, though.
You know what? I'm glad you said that. So I'm the first one that was pointing out to everyone. Y'all remember when Jalen Phillips went down with that Achilles? I'm the first one that pointed out people are coming back off of those Achilles way sooner and way better than back in the days when they didn't have the science like they do now and the medicines. And I told everyone, oh no, he's going to be a starter day one. He's not going to be coming back. No, he's going to be ready to start day one. You crazy. You know how long it take? I'm like, I'm telling you, it happened before. It happened with Terrell Suggs. I'm like, Terrell Suggs did it, right? Still young enough to come back from the injuries. So yes, I took all that in consideration. I'm like, I need to see how he moves. It's for me to get confident, which is why I didn't just go by him running. I went by him jumping. That's why I brought out the broad jump. That's why I brought up the vert, right? That's explosive. Where do you generate that? All that is in Achilles as well.
Mm-hmm.
And then I said, I need to see him run those drills where he had to do twists and turns on that ankle, because what is he doing? He's reacting, right? Regardless of what you're doing, you still have to react. I want to see, okay, if I turn, can you turn? How fast? Are you being tentative when you're doing your turns? Because you can't be tentative when you're on the field. That's why I said, shout out to my people that got that video, because that was my first thing I asked. Hold on. I don't care about the running. Let me see how he performs on the field, actually doing those maneuvers. And I said, okay. Now, when I saw that, I didn't see too many hiccups. Well, no hiccups. And it was, yes, you know what? I'm glad, because thank you, Sean Kennedy. It was the ACL. Yes. I'm so sorry.
I apologize.
It's the ACL. Yes, the ACL.
Don't be out here giving me false information.
I'm nigga, yeah, because that's what I'm like. I need to see the explosiveness. See him turning at 20, twisting and turning. It was the ACL. And they come back off these injuries so easily. Easily. So, no, I lost all my, I ain't gonna say all, but majority of my negativity, the thing that had me concerned went out the door by watching him move. Like, went out the door, and I'm like, oh, okay. And when I brought up Will Johnson, the reason that I brought up Will Johnson was because I think, and this is just my personal opinion, GMs are going to use what happened with Will Johnson last season and say, we're not going to make the same mistake. Don't think about that. Okay, Arizona got a steal in the second round. How many GMs you think are willing to pass up on this guy after watching him perform in his pro day? That's what I'm saying, and that's the standpoint when I'm looking from where I'm looking from and from. So I mean, yeah, time will tell.
Oh yeah, time will definitely tell. Again, just a quick little rundown, real quick. And either one of y'all know who Darryl Green is?
Yes, sir.
Darryl Green played in the league 20 years. He holds a gold jacket. By chance, does anybody want to know what size Darryl Green is?
Want to know?
5'9", right? 5'8", 5'9", 5'9".
Yeah, he was just under 5'9". He was 8.5, whatever.
Yeah.
Gold jacket, by the way.
Yeah.
You know what he also was? He was a 4, I think they said 4.2.
4.2. He was in the 4.2 range. Like, that man was blazing.
Yeah. He was flying, right?
Mm-hmm.
I just want to go through some names. Anybody heard of
the one that was here? What's the
I'm glad you. Yeah. Brent Grimes.
Brent Grimes. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I had a Brent Grimes jersey. Yep.
Well, Vincenti, I'll start with you then. Since you got his jersey, you believed in Brent Grimes outside of just his size, right? You believed in the player.
Oh, I loved him, and I loved Miko.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
We know why you like him.
Okay. Yeah. Hey, I'm a fan of both Grimes as well. I'm a fan of both. Right? How about DJ Reed? Used to be the Jets corner, and
the
then
Jets cornerback. Opposite side of Sauce Gardner, right?
Opposite of Sauce Gardner. Anybody? Again, just a wild guess, a gander. What his size was?
5'9", 5'10".
5'9". And you know what's crazy? When he was there with Robert Saleh and Sauce and them, he was part of them top 5 defenses. Now, I just want to know how a 5'9" guy could play on the outside.
Oh, no, most definitely can.
Okay. How about a Mick Robinson from the Las Vegas Raiders? I think Mick Robinson.
Yeah, I'm not too familiar with him.
Okay, well, 5'9". That great Philadelphia Eagle, team. You know they got a 5'9" corner on their team as well.
Who?
Avonte Maddox.
Oh, Hafley. Hey, well, I know you ain't talking about. Okay.
Well. How about an
Mitchell?
How about an Indianapolis corner? For the Colts, Kenny Moore the second. Ever heard of him?
Yeah, I've heard of him. Yeah, definitely.
Oh, do you think he's pretty good, Vincent? You think he's,
Oh yeah, I like Kenny's game.
Oh yeah. I also like that he's 5'9" in this argument. In this debate right here, I like that he's 5'9". You know what I'm saying? That's what I like. Bro, you miss me with all this concern. Again, Gerard McCoy is a very good player. And at 30, I would have the conversation. And I do think ultimately, if they were both there, I think the Dolphins would choose McCoy over D'Angelo Ponds. The only reason I brought up 30 and 43, Tone, and you kind of said it when you started going earlier, I don't know if Ponds gets to 43, right? If the argument is you could take, whatever McCoy, let's say at 30 or whatever, cool. Again, there's a lot to like with Gerard McCoy, Tone, Vincent, and I like McCoy for that matter. But I don't want people just to think that I'm just this D'Angelo guy, and it's only D'Angelo guy. If you told me, and it's going to sound crazy, I could have Keontae Scott at 43 or Gerard McCoy at 30. I'll take Keontae Scott at 43. I'm just telling you what it is. Again, if you told me I could have Gerard McCoy at 30 or I could have Colton Hood at 43, I'm taking Colton Hood at 43. I'm taking D'Angelo Ponds at 40. All I'm saying is I'm not reaching, bro. Like, people are making this, it's so astronomical between Gerard McCoy, Mansur Delane, and everybody else. I don't see it like that. I'm sorry. Like, I don't see that big, like, it's not, you're not talking about prime Darrelle Revis, Deion Sanders, and then everybody else. That's not what we got here. These guys are a lot closer than what we think. And I'm just saying, for me at least, bro, a guy that hasn't played football in a year and a half, and just because I see a workout video of him throwing or running against air and doing all this stuff, I'll leave y'all with this. The last time I watched someone do something, coming off an injury now.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Well,
no, do it. Let him do it.
I'm just saying, the last time I watched anybody coming off injury throwing against air, we drafted Tua Tagovailoa. And we know how that worked out. Is all I'm saying. So when I see this D'Angelo or when I see this Gerard McCoy, oh my God, did you see what he did? Yeah, versus nobody's. I'm sorry. I'd rather take the D'Angelo Ponds, the Keontae Scotts, and the Colton Hoods of the world that I watched this season.
Okay. Not
that
bad.
I've seen. That's all I'm
You
saying.
watch Will Johnson play football?
What? Say that again.
That's that. Have you watched Will Johnson play football?
Who?
Oh, you don't know. Oh, you don't know who Will Johnson is? Oh, okay. All right. That's the last cornerback. See, we talk about cornerbacks since you had to go to quarterback.
And what round did he go in?
The second, but we saw him play football very well, and it was a steal.
But coming off of that injury, though, he fell all the way to the second. You
did,
talking about taking McCoy at 11.
And I said they're not going to make the same mistakes. But since you try to play the game, are y'all? You try to bring up legends and things like that. Are y'all familiar with a guy named Darrelle Revis? Do anyone know who that is?
I didn't bring up legend. I brought up one legend.
But did you bring up a legend? Yes or no? How tall do you think Darrelle Revis is? I'm just trying to figure out. 5'11". 5'11". What about Deion Sanders? How tall do you think Deion Sanders is? You know who that is?
I think he's 5'11" too.
No, he's 6'1". 6'1". Chump Betty, y'all heard of him? How tall do you think he is? Don't worry, 6 foot. Charles Woodson, how tall y'all think he is? That's 6'1". Don't worry about it. I'm not even going to let
So is everybody you bringing up?
I ain't cut you off. Can I finish? I ain't cut you off.
You right, my bad.
Rod Woodson, y'all guess how 6 foot. Our very own Sam Madison, 5'11". Anyone now? Y'all can guess it. Y'all want to know how tall Jamal McCoy is? 6 foot. I got you. So you gonna come bring me one great, Darrell, Darrell Green, one great, and then a bunch of people that was either okay or good enough to play. I gave you legends, Hall of Famers.
So you said all that to say what? No.
Say that if you put them side by side, and they have the same basically skill set, and you see there's one prototype that become legends, Hall of Famers, all pros, and that's that 6 foot, 6'1", 5'11" range. How many of them that you named was Hall of Famers? All pros.
Well, Darrell Green. There's some Pro Bowl guys in there.
What about all pros and legends?
Well, again, I gave you one. What I'm saying is, no.
I gave you in a short span. I gave you 6.
And I'm glad you get and pause before I even say it. But I'm glad you gave me all 6. I'm glad you gave me all 6. My question is, how many of them 6 are getting drafted in 2026? That's what I want to know. Because until then, miss me. What are you trying to see here in Finsanity? What the man said was, right? You did a good job of playing the game. Well, so did you. Are you trying to tell these people you comparing Gerard McCoy to the guys you mentioned? No, I wish you might.
Wait. So are you?
So why you brought them up?
Why did you bring Darrell Green up? Are you trying to compare D'Angelo Barnes to Darrell Green?
Why are you asking my question that I asked you?
I answered your question. I said no, and I can I rebuttal? Hey, you want to know what's crazy? You could bring up your legend, right? And I can't. But it's that because I did your research and I took it to another level, which I think that Gerard McCoy can take cornerback at another level as compared to. Well, I ain't gonna say I'm not gonna knock him down, right?
According to what you said earlier, you might have not even did the work. Your minions might have did your work for you. That's what I'm saying.
How I get my work is how I get my work. Don't worry about it. You know what I'm saying? I got it though. Hey, but shout out to great one on Sunny Days, Tyrann Matthews. That's the one that I always use to help him out. I don't know why he ain't used that. I've been using that in spaces all day. Your boy was even trying to help you out. But
all I
would
know,
say this. Go ahead.
Shout out to Sunny Days. Shout out to Sunny Days.
Tone,
real quick.
You
brought up. You just said Tyrann Matthews. Can you say the numbers right next to his name? What's that say?
5'9". 5'9". Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
All right. Well, cool. I didn't want you to.
I love Tyrann Matthews.
Can I get a little context on that, Tom? Can I get a little context?
I love him. I got another one for you. I'm just not gonna tell you. And he was a dog. But the reason why I said and I brought these guys up is because I have to keep 10 toes down. And if you go back and listen to what I talk about, when people start to go get research, remember you said this and now you flip flop. I'm never gonna flip flop, right? I'm always keep 10 toes down on my stance. I say I tend to lean towards history. That's why I went and got all those guys. History leaves footprints. You understand? So historically, the prototype is a Gerard McCoy. D'Angelo Barnes is an outliner. Now, do I think he's gonna? Yes. But we're talking about risk here. Who would you rather take the risk on? And it's just by a slight margin. It's Gerard McCoy. Bar center play safety, G2. It's Gerard McCoy. That's all I was saying. That's shout out to the research gang out here. You hear me? Shout out.
Boy, that man got. I thought there was only one man out here in the community having people pour concrete. No, according to what I just heard, Tone got a bunch of people out here pouring concrete. Man, that's crazy.
You know what, Powerhouse J? I will agree with you that Barnes is more of a dog. Yes, I would agree. At his height and the way he played with that physicality, yeah, I would say I would even, you know what, Game Boy 305, shout out to you, man. All of Tony's minions are below 5'9". Hey, listen, if they could get the job done, hey, that's all I care about. That's all I care about. But listen, I hate to do my brother like this, but we fight. That's what we do. You know what I'm saying? But the rebuttal game crazy. If you know. But shout out to all of these young men, these gentlemen. I would say this, and I think Lou, you probably would echo these sentiments, right? Mm-hmm. We will be happy if we get any one of these guys on our team.
1,000%, absolutely.
Right? And if I would lean to one out of all of these people, this is what I would say to Lou and say what we were agreeing upon when it comes to mindset. Yeah, D'Angelo Pounds is leading that category. Mindset, yeah,
Not mindset, tone, and again, what we're and all of the guys. I'm glad you mentioned all the guys because they all have things that we would love on this football team. All I'm saying is, and it's what you say the most out of anybody I know in the community. You say this the most. When your number is called, when we need you the most,
yes.
right? In those pressurized moments, what are you doing? Forget about the team. I don't care about what the call is. What are you doing? And all I'm saying, Tone, when you throw on that tape of D'Angelo Pounds, it don't matter who it is across from him. I would sound foolish or any bro. Gerard McCoy has got beaten before. So has D'Angelo Pounds. A corners, they're gonna get beat. So I'm not saying that. But Tone, when you throw on that tape, he's winning more than he loses.
Yes.
And he's going up against big-time opponents, big-time players.
Yes.
No, he's winning more of those matchups than he's losing. All I'm saying is, man, listen, to your point, Tone, and I agree. Would I be mad at any of these guys if they're named as Dolphin players? I would not. I just think both of us have certain guys that we like more than others. And I'm just saying, for me, it didn't take long watching football this college season and then breaking down film. It didn't take me long to identify D'Angelo Pounds as one of my, again, the word man crush comes to mind. I don't want to say that because in the era we live in now, it's a pause-worthy moment.
Yeah,
right?
You know what you mean, yeah.
But nah, bro, he is one of them guys. Again, Tone, it's the Greg Zables, it's the Mickey Moore, how we felt last year. That's what I feel like with D'Angelo Pounds.
I just want to point out too, because you know Lou was a tutor, right? And he be hitting on them DBs. I just want to point out that Vega Ione, I got a tweet from way back in 2024 saying I need that kid. So yeah, before y'all got on him this year, 2024, Tony got a tweet out there saying I need him on the Dolphins, right? So I just want to point that out. But Lou, this is what I also want to point out about, you know, these guys and how we feel about them. D'Angelo Pounds and just to, so because I know, you know, with the debate, but when it comes to mindset and when it comes to what you just say, when we need you the most, what do you do? And I said it got to be in the big games, in the big moments against those guys. Now I watched Indiana leave that man one-on-one in the red zone against Jeremiah Smith. Now, if y'all go look at the Indiana versus Ohio State game, I think Jeremiah Smith had like 188 yards in that game. Or 148, something like that. He was killing it. But in that red zone, when it was come down, either a touchdown or field goal, I saw a 5'9" gentleman on that big beast that they call Megatron. One-on-one, they tried to throw the fade route. He jammed them out of bounds, pushed them, everything. He basically bullied them. And talked about it. That's mindset. For your coach to trust you one-on-one against a guy that at least 4 to 5 inches, and maybe more than that. Because is he like 6'3", 6'4"? Jeremiah Smith?
Jeremiah Smith, I think, is like 6'3".
Like, come on, bro. That's 6 inches. And they trust him in the red zone. This is in the championship. Excuse me. The Big Ten championship game, trusted him in the red zone one-on-one against the receiver that they sent, a generational guy. That says a lot about that man, and that's playing on the outside. And I think we could all, because y'all know, I haven't even mentioned his name, didn't put him up here because he had got injured in his pro day. But Avion Terrell is one of them guys. I was like, he's 5'11", but he plays like he's 6'2". But, you know, he's that feistiness is what I was looking for. All my guys are feisty, physical, and D'Angelo Pounds fits that description to a T. I mean, to a T. So that is, man. But I just wanted to give credit when credit is due. I didn't want to leave that part out so people can understand. We'll be happy with any one of these guys. But yeah, man. Shout out. I don't know. I know Vicente said she had to step away. I don't know if she's back. Is she back yet? Real quick.
Yeah, I don't know.
If not, all right, well, we'll get to the next topic. Boom. So Lou, till Fincenti to come back. Jeff Hafley, John Eric Sullivan. They had the coaches meeting. Obviously, they had, going over discussing things. And they were doing a couple of interviews. And I know we talk about mindset, we talk about setting culture, we talk about all these things. Now, there's a couple of videos that came out, and there are some very interesting things that was been said by John Hafley and Sully. The thing that I wanted to focus on, right? Well, one of the ones that I wanted to focus on is Jeff Hafley mindset when it comes to the starters, the competition, and the mindset that he's looking for. So let me give you a couple quotes from him. I ain't gonna say quotes, but a couple things that I can paraphrase that he said. He basically came out and said, him and Sully came out and said that there's an issue on the offensive line, and there's going to be competition on the O-line, and they included the right tackle, right? Sully said that outside of center and left tackle, every position is basically an issue. That includes like people like Jonas Avainai and Austin Jackson. Now, Hafley came out and said specifically there is going to be a competition for right tackle. That's what Hafley said. So that was speaking directly to Austin Jackson. Now, there was also asked about, Hafley was actually also asked about the quarterback position in Quinn Ewers. And he said, it's his job to show me that he deserves to be the starter. It's the job to show me that why I need to put him in as QB1. That is his job to show me that. So that's more to, what he's saying about competition. How truthful that is, we'll see. But I like what he's saying. Don't come into this offseason thinking that the job is just Malik Willis because what we paid him. Because it's your job to show me that I'm possibly wrong. And then last but not least, he also said they was asked about the culture, the mindset, and the players in the locker room. And he said, don't tell me that you want to be a leader and you're going to be one of those guys that's going to give it your all and want to be one of the greats and give, be one of the top guys in this league. Then don't complain when it's 110 degrees out there and I'm pushing you to the limit. Don't complain, because that means you're lying to me and you're not going to make it. So, Lou, I know it's talk, but what are your thoughts on those type of comments that we've been hearing from both Jeff Hafley and John Eric Sullivan?
I will say, as far as words go, talking goes, I love everything that there's, and I see Powerhouse in there saying the energy from this new regime is different, and I love it. I'm not going to lie. I love everything that Jeff Hafley and John Eric Sullivan, for that matter, not only have talked about, but what they've done. I do understand it. I recognize it, and I do like it. With that being said, I do think Jeff Hafley lied in one thing. And Tone, you did bring it up, whether it's true or not, this, that, and the third. Tone, you go to a lot of the training camps, mini camps, practices, this, that, and the third. I know I trust your eyes. I know what you would tell me and everybody else about what you see at training camp. I believe that. Quinn Ewers could come out and go 90 for 90 in the preseason. He could be the most he could do no wrong. Malik Willis is starting week 1 for the Miami Dolphins. So I love everything they said. I love the mindset, this, that, and the third. But I do, again, I got to call a spade a spade. Now, do I believe there's competition at right tackle? Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Do I believe there's competition at the guard? Actually, do I believe there's competition everywhere outside of quarterback? Yes, I do. But don't be fooled. Malik Willis will be the starter. That Quinn Ewers could look like Tom Brady in the preseason. Malik Willis is going to be the starter week 1. There is no question about it. But again, all that being said, Tone, nah, bro, I love everything. The one thing that I really liked is what Jeff Hafley said. And I know the reason I brought up you and going to training camp, this, that, and the third, because out of everybody, right, that was there, you're the only one I heard ever say about when Vic Fangio was here. How the mindset was, no, you didn't do it the way I want you to do it. Run it back.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, we don't do it like this. We do it this. He would have that D-line working at their craft, right? You highlighted that. So that's why I brought that up. When I hear Jeff Hafley say, well, don't tell me how great you want to be. Don't tell me this. So when I ask you to do it, and you don't do it right, and I ask you to go, I don't care how hot it is. I don't care if it's 110 degrees. I don't care about none of that. When I tell you go out there and do it again, don't get mad at me. Now, Tone, I think, again, as much as I liked Mike McDaniel, and everybody knows that, Mike McDaniel wasn't bringing that kind of energy or that kind of mindset to the team. So, again, Tone, I've been one of the people that have kind of killed Jeff Hafley and things of that nature. And again, I got a very close eye on how he's moving. But I can't come out here and be a hater, Tone, and come out and say that I don't like or approve some of the things that they're doing. Nah, I think from that standpoint and that standpoint alone, I think they're doing a very good job at their job, respectfully, from being a head coach and the leader, the face, and behind the scenes, what Sully is doing, managing the money and contracts and bringing guys in, trading. I can't be a hater, Tone. I like a lot of things that I'm seeing with those two guys specifically. But he did lie. He did lie about, the Quinn Ewers. Listen, I think he'll give Quinn Ewers a shot, an opportunity. But nah, bro, I don't think in that aspect alone, there's no competition for QB1. That is definitely locked in.
Yeah, now I wouldn't go as far as to say if he looked like Tom Brady out there. And it because if he looked like Tom Brady and then Malik Willis looked like Lamar Jackson, do you think that would be easy to call? I think you would lean to the guy that you paid. But I do say this: it will most definitely have to be for them to even consider Quinn Ewers getting 13 reps. It would have to blow them out the water. And I even after all this has been said, the question has been asked about everyone that's be on podcasts, everyone that's on radio shows, everyone that does TV shows and sports shows. Okay, week 1, is there any doubt Malik Willis is going to be the starter? And I think it's a unanimous no. Even for me, a guy like me that say, well, I believe it's going to be a real true competition. If you ask me week 1, who's going to be the starter, I think we all should be under the same impression. Yes, it's going to be Malik Willis. So me and you are basically on the same page like that. And it's Malik Willis' job to go out there and prove them right. Right? You have to show up, everyone that's in practice, what these guys have been talking about and raving about, and they need to show up in training camp, and it shouldn't be a question who's QB1. So that's what Malik Willis' job is. Now, the rest of the stuff, I am going to agree with you, and I'm glad you brought up the fact of the practice and the practice style. How often are they going to hold them accountable and say, no, I want you to run this to perfection. I want you to run this like it's meant to be ran. No, I'm not going to allow you to half-ass this drill and then next man up. That is a big difference. And I'm the only one that seems to have a problem with that outside of, shout out Finsanity. She said it as well, with making these guys get it right. Everyone say practice made perfect. I had a coach and I told y'all. One of my coaches said, I don't remember, he said, no, perfect practice makes perfect. So you should strive to practice perfectly and practice perfection. And that's how you get 90% of everything you do it the correct way. Or let's say 95, 90, whatever, a high rate. Because you're practicing being perfect, and that's what you're striving for, not just practicing. And Vic Fangio was the only one that put emphasis on, no, run this right. I'm not just going to tell you did it wrong. I'm going to tell you what you did wrong, and now you got to go correct that right now. Imagine running a drill incorrectly and not having to do the rep again. It's limit time. There's a limit time of practice. So you have to get it right. That might be the only rep for that drill that day because of the time frames. So Get it right now. Run it over. No, you run it over. And that's what I was looking for, because those are guys that are teaching and that are setting a standard. And I want y'all to point out, and I say this all the time, but you know what, Lou? I never broke it down like this. In that season, right? That defense didn't fold down the stretch. That season out that D-line, most sacks in the Dolphins history.
That I was just about to bring that up. Absolutely.
And it's crazy that everyone on that D-line played above their expectation. And that's the one thing that I pointed out is, well, I watched him set an example with Christian Wilkins and Zach Sealer. I watch him set an example with them too. I watch him make Jalen Phillips do it on one leg and say, well, you have to practice. What if you lose a rep? And then everyone else had to follow suit. I watched him do this. And I say, okay, that stood out to me because I wasn't used to that. And being a former, not in NFL, but playing on a team and understanding practices, I'm like, that is the type of coaching that I'm used to. That is the type of things that taught me, no, you run every rep to perfection like it's game day. And you listen to all the greats, that's how they do it. And one thing I left out when I was mentioning what Hafley said, he mentioned that. He said, because that's how all the greats do it. When you don't want to do it, when the conditions are not ideal and you want to give up and quit, that is when they go their hardest. And that's what I'm going to push you to the brink, because that's what you get. That's what you see the great ones doing it. So he's trying to instill that mindset in people. And you know what? The guys that don't have it aren't going to last. If he's a man of his word, aren't going to last. Welcome back, Friend. You got something that you want to say?
Yeah. Hello, I'm back. Shout out to me. It's been a while since I talked. It's been a while. But when there's topics like these are near and dear to my heart. I like his direct approach. He's talking to grown men, right? We're here to do a job. Let's stop sugarcoating it. We're here to do a job, and nothing is going to be given. He's also letting them know the truth of the matter is that no one is safe. No one is guaranteed anything. You will earn it. You will earn it. All that coddling and all that, it's kind of out the window right now. But what is even more true is that setting winning habits and doing those reps and stuff, it's not easy. Learning how to win and consistently being able to push your body beyond the brink of brokenness is not easy. Because guess what? In the fourth quarter, it does get tough. You do get gassed. That body is hurting. Those injuries that were flaring up all week that you were nursing, guess what? If someone is there and is willing to do that extra rep that you're not willing to do, if someone is there and they're willing to stay after, if they're willing to come and show up to film, I'm not going to tell you to do it. I shouldn't have to tell you to do it. I'm going to watch how you prepare. And that is going to let me know who wants to be here, who wants to win, who wants to really fight for this. Because guess what? Just because you make it to the NFL does not mean that the fight stops. Just because you get that money doesn't mean the fight stops. A lot of people get comfortable. We've seen that. People get that check and they feel like, oh, I can coast now. I got my family on. We straight. We good. And that's cool. The Miami Dolphins have been doing that for years with players. Congratulations. He is saying that is no longer the Miami Dolphins because that has been the culture. But in order to do that, you have to be willing to break. You have to be willing to break a lot of those old habits for the ones that have been here. And for the ones that are coming in and that are new, you are not going to teach them those bad habits. I'm going to instill discipline, hard work, the extra reps, the extra preparation. And if you, like to Tony's point, if you don't want to do that, then you really don't want to be here. And as fast as we got you here, don't worry. I'm pretty sure the people that don't want to be here and are showing it, they'll be like, all right, because that's where the message continues. Oh, you don't want to be? Okay, let's see what we can get for you. Not a problem. I mean, sometimes there's money involved with this and stuff like that, and you got to make it work. But I do love, for the most part, his directness. And for him to say that and to say names, he's basically saying, okay, who is going to show up ready to work? Because I've sent a challenge out to you as men. You got to fight for your spot. Who is going to show up and work and go after it? And that's what I absolutely love about the message that was sent. I didn't mean to interrupt you, Tony. You were doing such an amazing job. But things like this, toughness, hard work, ethics, stuff like that, it gets me going, because in order for this to really change, you are going to have a lot of individuals sacrifice. And that's what they want to see. Who is going to sacrifice? And it's not going to be easy. And that's what I like about it. Because when it's easy, you become cavalier, you become casual, and easy makes you sloppy. If anything is easy, you become sloppy. I tell people this all the time. When things are mentally challenging for you and hard, that's when you show dedication, because you have to push through. You have to find a way. You have to find a result. But when it's easy, you're laid back, you're relaxed, you're coasting, and you're not putting in all the effort that you need to. I mean, we all know 2 + 2, right? We all know 2 + 2. Now, if I asked you to break down y equals MC² to me, some people will go out there and bring me back that answer, and some people will be like, nah, I'm good. And he wants people that's going to go back out there and find that answer. He wants people that's going to come out there and put and show up, because guess what? We are going to have a young team, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to have young teams, young multiple minds. So guess what? What we got to instill in them now is that it's going to be hard. It's going to be hot. It's going to be tiring. It's going to be exhausting. But winning is the result. And nothing in this world, when it comes to competitiveness, the ultimate goal is to win. And it's not going to be easy for this team. We are behind. But if you get people that are willing to buy in and that are going to fight, like you said, people weren't even fighting for their own teammates. I don't think we're going to have that problem, because of everything that they're going to have to put on that field. They're not going to take anything for granted. They're not going to take any snap, any rep for granted, because when you say someone else can have it and they show that, I expect training camp, mini camp, I expect it to be fun. And if they can establish that in OTAs and mini camp early, training camp is going to be a blast to watch. Go ahead, Tony.
Well, I think real quick. Yeah. Real quick. Insanity, actually, I got a question for you. In your spiel, when you were talking, you said, "Oh, Tony, you're doing a real good job in this."
You're doing great too, Lewis. You're doing great. You're doing wonderful. I loved your answer too. I got back at the end of yours. I'm sorry, I didn't get to hear too much. I'm gonna go back and listen to it now. I got you in the intro on Friday.
Well, no. I don't even need for this debate. I would just say, but he lost the first one, right? With the corner.
Oh, absolutely got cooked.
Okay, yeah, that's all I needed. Hey, Tone, I agree. You're doing a great job on this debate here. I'm glad. Hey, you bounced back really, really nice, Tone. I ain't gonna lie.
Got him. We fucking got him.
Now, Lou. What am I saying about debates? If you gotta ask somebody if you won.
well, again, I didn't ask if I didn't ask how I did. I just said, did you lose? I didn't say if I won. I just said, did you lose? You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Well, what I would say is, when it comes to the mindset, it starts in practice, and we've been preaching this over here since we started. People do not take that in consideration enough. They don't understand that. Now, I live in Miami, right? I'm old enough to witness some of those great teams. And I'm old enough to understand how they did in practice and the way they practiced. You know what? I am old enough to witness those great Florida teams, the one that they did a special on. And I'm old enough to understand how they did in practice. Did you go look at some of these practices? It was damn near illegal how hard and tough they was practicing. The things that they would do to each other on the practice field. And you wonder when they get on the regular field, it looks easy and they're showboating and it seems like it's just another level. Because the guys that I go against in practice have me prepared for guys like you, and you not as talented as these guys. So if I push these guys to the brink and those guys push me to the brink or past the brink, when I get out here, it's easy. Go listen to them teams. They say the game day was easy. That was our relief. Because the hard job was done in practice. When we got here, it's up for y'all.
Yeah, it comes second nature. It's easy. You know another thing, Tone, Insanity, what Jeff Hafley said, I don't know if anybody caught it. He said, we will be doing live hitting at practice as long as what the NFL allows. He mentioned that part after. He said when it's, I don't know, again, conspiracy theory, right? Throwing on my tinfoil hat. It seems to me that Jeff Hafley seems to be the type that when there ain't no cameras around,
yeah,
there ain't no media around.
Oh, the indoor.
When that indoor goes,
you can close them off.
Hey, remember the last coach that said, hey, come in here and close the door behind you. I think Jeff Hafley is again. I don't again. Could it be a possibility that Jeff Hafley's like, no, hey, we going live. This ain't gonna be no, just wrap up and not take to the ground.
I would love that, my brother. Oh my goodness,
This is gonna be tough and nasty. That's what it's gonna be.
It sounds like it's gonna be tough and nasty. That's what it sounds like.
You know what it sounds like? It sounds like ponds. That's what it sounds like.
Oh, Finsanity, you a legend. You a legend. I ain't gonna lie to you. You heard the name she said, Tone?
Oh, it sounds like him. Listen, from that part, I don't know if she was here for my ending. I mentioned, I say one thing I would say what D'Angelo Pons is leading in mindset, dog-like mentality. Yeah, he's number one on there. That there's not a DB in this draft. Well, I'm not gonna say DB in this draft, but the guys that we said when it comes to mindset, he's number one on that. He's number one on my big board when it comes to that. Because especially at his height. Yeah. So, yeah, it does sound like a D'Angelo Pons type guy. Defensive coach don't take no crap. I like that. What I would say is, Lou, I would love that because that shows I'm willing to do anything to get that extra advantage. Are you willing to go the extra mile? What's your mindset? What are you willing to risk to be being the greatest, right? Because I remember stories like Tom Brady and Teddy Bruschi and Mike Vrabel. They coach had to tell them, all right, that's enough. Practice, because neither one wouldn't give up. Neither one. And he say, that's enough. So just imagine you doing that against your own teammates in practice. That's how serious you took that. Man, no wonder they went out there and it was one of the greatest dynasties. Look at the way they practice. Look at their mentality. Look at the willingness to not accept failure. No, you're not better than me. You might get this rep. You might be, get a couple plays or two, but you're not better than me overall. And I'm not going to end until I prove that to you. And you get a mindset like that on defense versus a mindset like that on offense, that's when you get greatness. And I think that's what they're striving to create here. Now, talk is cheap. Actions speak louder than words. So can you walk it like you talk it? That's going to be the new theme right now. Can you walk it like you talk it? Because, Lou, you said it earlier. One thing we can say, based on what they're saying, they're knocking it out the ballpark right now.
Oh, they're hitting again, in the baseball term, runners on first, second, and third, they just hit a grand slam.
Grand slam.
Everything they've done, Tone, of Insanity, again, it's been spot on. This is what we want for it. But, Tone, I'm glad you said it again. It's one thing is to talk about it and get recognized, and now you got fans seeing it, and we get excited, right? Because we haven't had this for so long in Miami, right? But now we're getting close to, you put up, now are you going to show up, right? it's one thing to be talking, but now again, when the bullets are flying, and are you going to show up? So again, so far so good though. I think
100%.
I think Jeff Hafley. I got questions on his coaching ability. Again, that's something I got to see before I can anoint him. But I will say this: as far as a leader of men and the way he's talking, right? I'm sorry, man. Listen, and I forgot who said. I think it was Mike Best in the chat. He was like, "Oh, Lewis was killing him for the hire. Is he changing his opinion?" Again, I still got questions on Jeff Hafley. But like I said earlier, Mike Best, I don't know if you were here for this part. I would sound like a complete idiot if I came out here and I was shitting on this man for what he's been doing. Right? I don't have to like the move when it initially happens. But now, 3 months later, and some of the moves and interviews and the way he's talking, and yeah, I would sound foolish. Nah, you got to prove it to me. But now Jeff Hafley and John Eric Sullivan, for that matter, have had, and Finsanity, it's not like they've had easy decisions.
Right.
Like as a fan, we can come out here and say we don't want to, but it's another thing to convince an owner to take $100 million cap hit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. 29 of y'all in the building. Make sure y'all hit the like button, man. And make sure y'all subscribe. If y'all new here, subscribe. If y'all like 100% honesty, people that stand on their takes, nice debates, educated debates, then y'all come hit that like button, subscribe, help the channel grow. But go ahead, sound like you wanted to say something, Cindy.
Yeah. Let's be very clear with something very known, but it has to really be executed. Toughness helps development. You talk about a guy like Jonah, right? And you're like, is he going to be able to make it in this league? Is he going to be able to fix what we saw last year? Well, if we are getting what we anticipate, someone like that is going to either have to rise to that level, or he's going to sink and fizzle out, and we're going to know quickly, right? Competition brings the best out of competitors. You're going to see who the real competitors are, because some people, no offense, have gotten by off of size, off of athleticism, but that heart,
where they were drafted.
Yes, that heart is something that, as much people think is immeasurable, it's what you feel out there on that field. That's what you feel out there on that field when guys are out there playing. That toughness, that mentality, that heart, that drive, that willingness to win. So I would love to, I'm personally looking to see how Jonah comes through this gauntlet, and what are the causes and effects of him being there. Now, I'm not saying he's going to develop. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying he's going to, what's the name? But to me, opening up even his position, coming from being a starter last year, and you're saying, nope, you're not even safe for that. I want to see how Jonah responds, because I was slightly excited when we drafted him. I wanted some trenches, some offensive linemen. So I took it for what it was. But yeah, there's a lot of players I want to see how they progress from having one coaching style to the next. And that's just one of the things I wanted to put in. I want to see where Jonah goes for this. I mean, it's year 2, but we'll see.
Yeah, and I think I think you said it earlier when you said him being direct and sending messages. We didn't, when was asked last year about the players and all, it was always covering up. I remember coming up here, me and Luke saying, yo, why do you always got to cover up for the players' mistakes? Why you never hold them accountable? Walking into this building and all these interviews, they're calling people out left and right. No, there's competition there. Center, left tackle, yeah, them the only ones that we convinced on. The rest of y'all have to earn y'all job. I love that. I watch you play. They asked him specifically about Jonah. He said it. Hey, there's a competition there.
Mm-hmm.
Right? He said it. He had to prove, we're here to teach them and show them the technique and do whatever we can to help them improve. but they have to go out there and earn that position. I love it. And not shying away from calling people out directly. Because you have to set the precedent for you to be able to hold people accountable. And it has to go for everyone. And let's see how it goes. I'm excited to see if this is going to translate to the field. That's all. Like, if all of the talking, is it going to translate to them actually backing it up and walking everything that they said and actually doing it? I'm trying to see what are they going to do the first time when it is 110 degrees and it feels like 120 because of the humidity, and the guys that you believe in start complaining, or if they complain. Are you going to set an example right then and there? Are you going to say what you told us on that interview? Oh, well, you told me in that meeting that you wanted to be the best. If you're not willing to go through this grind, then you lied to me. I'm pushing you to the brink. You have to show me that you're willing to go there. I want to see if this happens. There's a lot that I'm looking forward to. And you could tell. One thing you'll be able to tell, at least me, let me say me. I'm going to see the energy and the effort that they're being asked to give in practice. One thing everyone said, our practice was easy. It was in and out. I told you no one was redoing drills. Nothing. Only Vic Vangio did it. We'll be paying that attention. You know, we're going to pay attention. Great talking. You did the great part about it. But now let's see, you put that into action. But listen, man, 30 of y'all in the building. Appreciate all y'all for stopping by. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. Subscribe. We appreciate y'all. Help the channel grow. We do this every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8-ish. And also, when the game day, the season come around, guess what? We do the live play-by-play. So, for Sandy Lou, y'all got anything else before we get up out of here? Hey, Vonjo, if you still in the chat, I saw you earlier. I would save it to the end, but I just want to show, man. Listen, man, your boy done came around, man.
Oh man,
I
they done put
know.
Tony in the gated community. The gated community done got to Tony. Oh my gosh. What is this?
I know that this man did not just put up a wine glass on StreamYard and shake it. I know that ain't happening.
Shout out to the gated community. You hear me?
Hey, man, listen. You know what? Don't even ask me if I have a last word. I do not. I don't even want to do the intro or outro out the show. I don't even want to do that.
You want me to end the show? Hey, I was waiting on there. Go, hey.
That is, you know what? This will be addressed tomorrow in the Twitter space. I promise you that.
Make sure you like everyone here at the Blitz pickup.
Clip that, y'all.
You in the Twitter space. Tony is no longer a yak, house shoes, and wife beater type of dude. He is a lawn mowing wine drinker. All right, let's go. That's all I got to say. I have nothing. I
Gated community, Mike Best. Yeah, bougie G2, but me and Vonjo have an understanding. I did say, for sanity, just so let me make it real clear. I didn't forget where I came from. Hey, Vonjo, we didn't forget where we came from. When we at the tailgates, we know we out there with the hooligans.
Oh my God. And we're from European Tone. Now we got the evolution of bougie Tony and wine drinking Tony and gated community Tony. Oh my gosh, this is crazy.
Hey man, keep up with my nickname. Oh, look at pinky fingers up. Again, Mike Best. No. Oh, look, he said no more golfing QBs, please. At least this one went golfing after his workout. After his workout, you know what I'm saying? But gated community, shout out to Keystone. Talk to him. All right, man. Lou, get us up out of here, man. I think we know who the well, go ahead. You get a revolve to whoever you want.
Well, it's definitely not going to be to you or that wine glass. I promise you that. Hey, yeah, that's a safe bet.
The bottle though.
Oh, the man brought the bottle out. Hey, this gets worse and worse by the minute. Like what? Hey, man, I'm losing a good one, man, to the gated community, man. I thought that there was one dude last out here staying outside with me, it would be my dog. But now he moving inside too, man. That's crazy.
No. We're outside, but in a organized manner. Like, hold on, we outside. We ain't inside.
I'm always outside, but you know, as my brother so eloquently put earlier, Lou, you the one told us that you are comfortable in every situation.
Well, not this one. You know what? I lied. You know what? Like I said, maybe I'm taking the identity of my new head coach. I can tell the truth and lie at the same time. Because I feel good in every situation, but I did lie. I'm not comfortable with the wine talk. Is all I'm saying. Hey, with that being said, man, listen, this has been the Wednesday episode of the Blitz Pickup. If y'all like what y'all see, again, Tony says it all the time. It'll be my turn to say it now. Like, subscribe, tell people about us, help the channel grow. If you like what Finsanity, myself, and my brother have to say, again, we really appreciate y'all always sliding through, always coming through. The next time you will see us will be Friday after 8. I'm not gonna lie about that. We run late from time to time. The revolver goes to cornerbacks at 30.
That's a fact.
Actually, I'm lying. I said cornerbacks. I put an S behind it. That's not. Shout out to my number 30, D'Angelo Palms, with the revolver. Say less, 431. So boy, when that 431, ooh, Lord. 427, ooh,
yeah, you got
Lord.
431, 427.
Hey, man, y'all be good. We love y'all. Again, my bad, Tone. For my brother, Tone. For my sister, Finsanity. You know who I am. We'll see y'all Friday. Peace, love, and vapor rub, man. D'Angelo Palms, baby.
Kelvin, I see you. Go back and watch it, my brother.